Hello to my fellow Queen of Pentacles, to my fellow Virgos, and to any cross watchers. I am Brittany. I'm really excited just to get into part two. If you didn't catch part one, I have been tapping into the spiritual messages attached to your prayers. All right. I'm connecting with prayers that Spirit is wanting me to connect with and provide the messages that are needed. So I'm going to get into part two. I truly hope and trust that this will reach who it is meant for. Yeah, make sure that you get on in here, get comfortable. Go on ahead and hit subscribe and share for me to your collective. And let's get into the first prayer. So Spirit is connecting me to somebody who is praying for protection. You are praying for protection for yourself, for your loved ones, maybe for your neighborhood, people around you, things like that. I feel like somebody prays before they leave, before they start driving, before they get into a big group of people, just praying for protection because this world is absolutely bonkers, right? So I feel like there is a Virgo here that is definitely praying for protection at this time. Let's see what the messages are attached to this. Spirit is letting me know just off the bat that there is something from your past that could be affecting how you are currently. There could have been something that's happened to you, that's happened to some loved ones of yours, and it makes you more eager or more diligent about praying for protection. But Spirit wants you to know that there is protection being brought in even when you can't see it. All right. I feel like, I'm connecting with somebody who maybe you were a helicopter parent. Maybe you were somebody always trying to be in control of every situation. And you are realizing that that's not the case, that you cannot be, that you have to let people go out into the world, your children go out into the world. You have to let things happen the way they're going to happen. You can't control it, but I feel like it's on your mind. It's something that you think about, and Spirit is wanting to let you know not to worry, right? The protection is provided. Archangel Michael has been dispatched, right? You are protected, but Spirit's like you can't pray and still worry, you have to relinquish a bit of control and just let what's going to happen. Let God's will be done. Things from your past may have really got you a little on edge, but just know that protection is being provided. I love this. I'm tapping in with a Virgo who you start off every prayer with gratitude here. You know what I mean? Like count your blessings. I feel like this prayer is it's more praise, it's somebody who is being very grateful for the blessings that you've been receiving, small or big. I feel like I'm connecting with a Virgo who is starting to see where the Most High is showing up in your life, where your spirit guides, your team is guiding you and showing up in your life. You're starting to see and feel the love around you and really starting to connect with people, and you are counting these as blessings, right? And I just hear you saying, thank God for restoring. Thank you, God, for these blessings. Thank you, God, for love, the love of family. Just like really being praised, like you're praising in your prayers. All right. Let's see what the message is for you. The back of the deck, I can't help but notice is the Sun card. So I definitely feel like this prayer, again, is one of gratitude. And it even says gratitude to the divine on this card. Spirit is acknowledging this, right? You are going to really have so much more abundance coming into your life because you are starting your prayers this way, because you are acknowledging what God is doing in your life. This is going to bring a lot of opportunities, joy, success, abundance, togetherness. It's just going to bring so much. And if this is connecting with you and you know that you're not doing this and you know that you're not expressing a lot of gratitude in your prayers, it's going to be very much so time to do so. All right, but let's see what message is coming through regarding this prayer or this praise. Yeah, somebody here is definitely realizing where God is the one in control, where he is moving mountains. He is making things happen. I feel like you could be a person where you're like, I don't know how it happened, but thank you for this blessing. Thank you for this opportunity. Very much so grateful for the blessings. It almost feels like you could be in the mindset of it shouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? But you know who's in control. You, like I said, you're realizing a lot of things that maybe you didn't see at first. They were hidden. There were some blessings you could have been waiting for. And you're starting to see where it's showing up in little ways in your life. Even when things may not be perfect, everything is working perfectly. It almost feels like it's working as it should. So Spirit is definitely wanting you to remain in this place of gratitude. It's going to keep that inflow of abundance coming towards you. Just stay aware. Keep giving God the glory and the praise. I'm hearing this. Keep giving that to him, because even more things are going to start to occur for you amidst the struggle, for sure. All right, let's get into this next prayer coming through from the Virgo. From the Virgo. Somebody is praying for an open heart. Somebody, you could be, I'm getting like you could either be praying for somebody that is going through some heart issues or heart surgery, really praying heavy for someone. Praying for someone that you could be in a relationship with that might seem a bit guarded. It's like, please, Lord, allow my person to open their hearts, right? Or you could be the one that's praying for your heart to be open and softer and more inviting, right? I'm hearing like, Lord, please remove these blockades, please allow my heart to be open, so that I can not only give but receive. Because I feel like, you could be somebody that's really struggled with this. Could be from some past experiences, right? But especially as it pertains to love, you could have had a hard time really opening up here. But at the back of the deck is the Ace of Cups. There is a lot of love overflow. The messages regarding your prayer is that Spirit is going to make it all right. Okay, I feel like you have so much love to give, and especially because like with this prayer, I feel like it's more like you're praying for someone else. Spirit sees this. You have so much love in you that it's overflowing, right? And it's almost a disservice if you are someone that is blocking this off. You have so much in you, and Spirit is like, your heart is going to be open if you allow it. All right. If someone is going through something with their heart or things like this, I feel like with that Ace of Cups, there's going to be a renewed heart. So I feel like everything is going to go very well. If this has been a prayer of yours or a concern of yours, everything is going to go well here. It's so hard to trust. Spirit is like, you're praying for this, but you've got to be more open to trusting, right? Trusting in the Most High, trusting that you are protected, that your heart will be protected, trusting that this person is strong enough to endure whatever surgeries or whatever health issues they may be facing. Like, there is this, you just have to trust it. And in ways, because of maybe some things from your past, it's been hard for you to trust things moving forward. All right, I'm picking up, maybe you could have lost someone from some heart issues or from a surgery, or you could be someone where you opened up your heart and it didn't work out so well. You got really hurt, taken advantage of, things like that. It's just very difficult. I'm also picking up where this is somebody who, this is so out of left field, but you've got to open up to people, especially that are confidants or that are maybe your therapist, things like that. I feel like somebody is even struggling to really open up that way as well, because of these trust issues, not knowing if people are going to try to manipulate you or, things like that. Maybe you're not feeling very connected to your therapist or to these people, and it makes it difficult. Especially when you could be going through things where you're worried about someone you love, or, you're worried, am I going to find love? Am I going to be open for love? Right? It's a lot of this. And in order for you to really allow this prayer to be answered, you have to be willing to open, all right, to trust. Because trusting is what's going to allow you to open up. And Spirit is wanting to open your heart, take away the blockades, allow love to pour in, but also for it to remain as much of an overflow as it is, and so that you can pour out here. Spirit wants to make everybody around you, like, especially if they're battling something related to the heart, they want to make everything okay. They're going to make everything okay. But you're in a place where you're not fully trusting, but yet you're praying. So allow yourself to trust a little bit more here. Spirit needs you to know that. All right, let's get into the last prayer. Somebody's praying for a miracle. I feel like you praying so heavy, you manifesting it. Look at that, like manifesting miracles. Like, I feel like I'm connecting with a Virgo who is praying for a miracle in your life, in your situation, in your relationship. You are literally trying to manifest this, even to the point where, especially for my very spiritual Virgos, you could be doing some sort of candle magic, trying to really focus your intention on having this, right? Being prepared for this. This prayer is coming from a Virgo who is ready for the stars to align, for everything to come together, things to be made right, especially when you don't really know how things are going to play out. So if your relationship is kind of rocky, if finances are a little tricky and your situation is getting like critical, or you're going through something physical and you don't even know what to do about it, like, that's where the spirit of this prayer is coming from. And Spirit is feeling this, right? You want this bad. You're waiting for a miracle, something to change. So let's get into what your message is here. Things are going to be all right. I feel like somebody that's praying for this, it could even be regarding a child. I see a child happening here. I feel like there is a miracle of birth coming in for somebody that it has been praying for a miracle. Maybe you have struggled with fertility. This is going to happen here for sure. It's like everything's going to be complete, especially if you've had any miscarriages, things like that. Okay. And it's been very difficult to wait for it, but it's happening. But Spirit is tapping me into this as well. You're praying and you're really wanting to manifest some miracles in your life. However, I feel like there's a bit of impatience coming through here. But even what I was saying, like, somebody is wanting their relationship, their dream relationship, their dream family. You're really manifesting this. You need this miracle, or you're wanting this miracle. Things to like maybe come up in your business. So maybe if you have a business and you've been really putting in a lot of work, things are going to be successful. There's going to be completion. There's going to be, a lot of like this feeling of being content in your situation, especially financially. There's going to be this, but the impatience is what's going to get you. Okay. You've got to be trusting. You've got to allow yourself to be patient. All right. Especially if it's regarding fertility. But I'm picking up that this can be anything where you are trying to pray for miracles. Spirit's like, I hear you and I feel you. This is going to come in, and the miracle is going to be out of this world. It's going to take your breath away. Like, you're just going to be like, I literally can't believe it. However, you have to be patient for it. And I feel like there's a bit of this not being patient for it. So it's going to get in the way of some things being successful. So be very mindful of this. Okay. With that, I am going to end part 2 Let me know if you want to do a part 3. I will be more than happy to tap into some more of these type of spiritual messages. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm sending you so much love and light. I truly hope and trust that I will see you in a future reading. I'm going to see you later.